Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope your day's going wonderful. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today we're going to create a card. We're using some new items at the Spellbinders shop. These are from Simon Hurley. He designed them for Spellbinders. And there's a few more to this collection that's called Photosynthesis. I'm going to be using today the floral stems and also the ceramic bases. They go together like peanut butter and jelly. So we're going to jump in and do a little bit of die cutting. I wanted 3 different colors. They're layering on the flowers. So we're going to, I'm bringing in a light and a dark tone of blues, purples, and oranges. We have, let me tell you the colors, because all of these are Spellbinders Color Essential Cardstock. This is Cosmic Sky, Raindrop. We have Terra, Cotta, Persimmon. We have Royal Amethyst. And then this one is Purple Mist. And I'm going to use, there's so many beautiful flowers in here. I'm going to use this one here. We're going to die cut this out. It's a layering, and I'm going to die cut this out 3 times. Let me grab it. That's not it here. Let's grab the right one. So there's the base, and then there's a detail layer. For the base, I'm going to die cut it out with the lightest colors, and then for the detail layer, I will die cut that out with a darker color. And I'll do that with each one of these. I'm also going to create a stem. You'll notice on the stem you have a circle. I love this because it makes it easier for adding your dots of glue to the flowers. So I'm going to be using this with some Rainforest cardstock. Let's see. Better bring out a big sheet. I'm going to bring out the big sheet here. And then I'll die cut out 3 stems. And then also, I love this long leaf here. There's some individual leaves like here and here that you can create a beautiful vase full of so many different styles of flowers, but we're going to go simple, and I'll die cut this out 3 times along with the stem. For my vase, I'm going to use 3 different vases. I want 1 flower in each vase. This is debossed detail, so pretty, and these are inlayable, so you don't have to use them. Let me show you. You can add this to the cardstock like it is, or you can add the detail layer. We're going to add all of our debossed details with these 3 vases, and I'm going to use the Fog cardstock. Fog is a very pale gray, and I'm going to die cut out all the vases the same color. We will line these up. So we'll die cut out our vases, our floral stems, and our flowers. And when I'm all done, I will be right back. Now, I have everything die cut out, and it die cuts out wonderful. Now I do want to mention that these detail layers, the center pops out. I kept my centers, but in our floral stems die set, there is a flower center that will that's meant to go here. I'm thinking outside of the box, and I'm actually going to use the flower centers that are originally in there, but I'm just going to swap out the colors. Since we're using the same flower, we'll just do a little switch here. So I'll put the blue with the orange, the purple with the blue, and then I'll do, actually, maybe we should do, we'll do it this way. I think that's a better color combination. So we'll put the purple with the orange center with the blue center with the purple flowers. So if you wanted to die cut out the flower center for each using what's intended, you could do that, but we're going to put these off to the side, and these are our vases. Each one of them has some debossed detail, and I just love that. I am going to do a little bit of ink blending using my Hickory Smoke ink. I will grab my blending brush here. Okay, I think that's just the right amount to give me a little bit of depth with these vases. Now while we are on the vases, I do want to add a little bit of sparkle too. So I'm bringing in my Nuvo Glimmer Paste. This is Moonstone, and I want to add a little bit of glitter, but not too much. And I'm going to bring in my craft mat here. Where I added the ink on my vase, I'm going to add a little bit of sparkle too. This is going to give me some extra texture, but this is going to also allow the texture that's already on those vases to stand out too. So we will add that. Add a little bit of sparkle here. And I think that looks good also. I think this is going to dry pretty quickly. And I'll go over this last vase, just over that distress ink that we added. That way it doesn't take away from the deboss detail, but it gives me some shine. So we have a little sparkle there. While those vases are drying, I'm going to bring in my flowers. I also have my reverse tweezers and my glue. And I will go ahead and add some glue behind each one of the detail layers. We'll add some glue and then we will layer these. Layering on these is very easy. We'll just tack that down. Look how pretty that is. It's just gorgeous. I'm going to do the same thing to the rest of these. Now that we have our detail layer, we're going to go ahead and add our middle layer here. I'll put the purple again with the orange, and we'll just inlay that right in there. It'll match it up beautifully. And we'll do this to all of them. Wonderful. So our flowers are almost done. We just have to add the stem now. And this is where those circles at the end work out beautifully. You just add a dot of glue. Then you can add your flower. And our flowers are done, and we already have our leaves here. Now I'm going to work on our background, give this a little bit more time to dry. We got still a little bit of time. For my background, I'm bringing in an A2 panel. This is Lunar Gray cardstock, and I'm going to bring in an embossing folder. This is the 3D corrugated embossing folder. I'm going to spray this panel with some water. Since it's a 3D, I just lightly misted this. I'll put this inside of my embossing folder, and I will run this through my die cutting machine. I'm going to do a little bit of ink blending on the edges of this panel using black Soot Distress Oxide ink, and we'll just pick up some ink, and I'm going to do a little bit of ink blending on the edges here. I think I'm going to just go on the top and the bottom. I'll take this panel, we'll go ahead and put this on an A2 size card base. I'm going to use my tape runner. So we have a background panel with a little bit of distress ink on the top and the bottom. And then I have that same lunar gray cardstock and a piece of vellum. For my sentiment, I thought we would bring in another Simon Hurley die set from Spellbinders. This is called the Everyday Sentiments. And I'm going to use the word hugs. I'll die cut out the outline with my vellum. And then my hugs with the lunar gray here. I went ahead and die cut out 4 hugs. And then what we're going to do is layer all 4 of these together for a little bit of dimension. Since we're going to put it on the vellum, I thought this would be great. If you wanted to use your pop-up foam, you could. Once we have all of those stacked together, I'm going to add some more glue on the back. And then we'll add this. Whoops. We'll add this to our vellum. So now we have some dimension. So our sentiment's good. I think our vases are just about dry. And if you have a little bit of harsh edges, you can just wipe that away. I think it should fall away pretty easy. But I just love that extra sparkle. Now we get to fill our vases. I'm just going to use my tape runner and put 1 line of tape behind the back. And then we'll do that to all of the vases. And then we get to arrange. First we'll put the orange on this vase. I think that's a good spot, and then we'll add our greenery. And we have all of our vases filled with a flower. I'm going to go ahead and start arranging our flowers. This vase here, we're going to directly adhere to our card front, right down the center. And then with these, I'm going to pop these up with some foam adhesive. And this flower, I'm going to go ahead and, since we have our vase adhered to the corrugated cardstock, I'm going to go ahead and pop up the flower with a foam square to give it a little bit of dimension on that one as well. Okay, now we can arrange these. I'm going to go ahead and add some adhesive behind my hugs. I'm going to use my dot liner for this because you can't see it behind the vellum. And I will add this along this bottom. Or maybe we should put it on this one. And the little diamond stickles in the flower centers for some more sparkle. And that completes my card today. Today we used the Simon Hurley and Spellbinders Photosynthesis collection, at least a couple items from it. But I thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and we will see you again real soon.